All day. Let's do it.
The ingredients are going to be a sweet potato. They gotta use a sweet potato. They've got to use a Chinese or Japanese eggplants. We've got those, are delicious, and we've got pears. These are all things that are in season right now. Also, we're going to be able to pick a protein from the market. We have farm fresh eggs, farm fresh fish, and also fresh cooked sausage.
All right, chefs, thank you so much for being here. Time starts now.
All right. So what we're going to be doing was what I want to do right now. The most important thing, I think, whenever we're cooking, it's always very, very important to remember contrast of flavors and textures. So what I want to do today is I'm actually going to grill my sweet potatoes because I want to take the creaminess of the risotto, the grilled sweet potato, and believe it or not, sweet potatoes and apples go really well together. So I'm pretty sure sweet potatoes and pears will do the exact same thing.
Olive oil, a little herb, a little seasoning, salt, pepper. I didn't put garlic on here because I want to maintain the natural flavor of these vegetables.
Whenever we're making a risotto is we want to get that rice nice and toasted up. I know everybody watches Hell's Kitchen and is like, oh, you know what, you don't know how to make a risotto. The reason why those risottos are not coming out with a good texture is because they're actually not toasting up that rice. So one thing I want to do is we really want to get some toast on our rice. And everybody always thinks, well, chef, if you use too much olive oil, what's going to happen? And it's like, well, you can never make your rice toasty enough.
So basically what we have is the salmon and the halibut. So with the salmon, we're going to do the same thing I did with the halibut. And we're going to make almost like a really cool seafood dish here.
So what it actually means that we're taking all the liquid out, but we don't want to have any extra liquid in here at all. So most people, when they make a risotto, it tastes very winey. It's because they don't cook all that the wine out. So we want to make sure to cook all the wine out of this.
We're going to season this also. One thing you want to do is always season all the way through the process. A lot of people think, oh, that's too much, that's too much. It's never enough.
That natural eggplant flavor, and I want to infuse that inside of our risotto. If we don't do that now, we're going to lose our opportunity to be able to make that happen for you guys.
And this is like this is old school. This is this kind of stuff that we did back in the early days, but this is just with a little bit of Chef Terrence involved here. Some more of that olive oil. Okay, now with this dill, halibut, the salmon, a little lemon juice. Then we're just simply going to roll these up.
Chef Terrence, we were wondering if you could tell us about your choice of using parchment paper.
Say that again?
Your parchment paper on your pan.
Nope, that's a secret. That is a secret. That's a secret. No, the parchment paper, I use parchment paper for everything. I mean, years ago, the only thing we had was aluminum foil. And so what I've done is in everything that I do, I cook at home. As I said, I use an oven at home. And if we have leftovers, we wrap it in a parchment paper and we throw it up. We don't own a microwave. I haven't had a microwave in my house forever. So everything, and then when it reheats just like it was if you just heat it up fresh. So I use parchment paper for everything. Cooking, baking, everything.
Hello, on the risotto rice. So you can plan to cook risotto in less than 30 minutes? I did not know that. I thought it took a while because you had to keep adding the liquid and let that boil away, and then, so I thought it was a long process.
You have to stir a lot.
Yeah, you know what? And that's a misconception that you have to keep stirring the risotto. And then there's a lot of Italian chefs that probably would, hang me if they could, because I can't say that. Italian chefs are like this the whole time. But Hispanic chefs not. I just want to do it and get it cooked. It's already almost to al dente. Once it goes to al dente, we'll add our cream in and we'll start making some beautiful flavors come to life here. Sometimes if you don't want to lose a lot of your fish, and you could even use the skin for cooking. But we don't want to have too much of the skin on for this particular dish because it's going to be a light poached style dish. So Chef has his oven there. This is my oven right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. We're actually doing a style of cooking called sous vide. So what we're actually going to do is I have my water 135 degrees, which is absolutely perfect for poaching halibut or salmon. So I had a backup plan regardless of which way we went there. So all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in the water, and that's going to start cooking. Now with this kind of technology allows me to do is to be able to do other things while we're working on one thing here. We don't have to be working on the same thing the whole time. This is one of those things you can just set it and forget it. And you know what? Like when I do huge caterings and banquets, I have a bigger one at home. We'll put the meat on, I'll go sleep and wake up in 8 hours. My meat's perfectly cooked and it won't overcook ever again.
Eggs are cooked. That's why you see me, I do this over the double boiler. You bring it to the right temperature so that the eggs start to coagulate. Once the eggs start to coagulate, then we can start to incorporate some butter into it. So this will get nice and thick, like a custard. And you want to keep it stirring so that your eggs don't cook and become scrambled eggs. And it's very easy to do. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm drizzling in some butter into this egg mixture. And it's taking it. As long as it's taking it, it's a good thing. If it doesn't take it, you're in trouble. My bowl is moving. All right. Yeah, think of it.
2, 1. Chef's time is
up! We have a eggplant risotto. That's what we utilize the eggplant with. I made grilled pear pico de gallo, and then we went ahead and took our sweet potato, and I put a nice little bit of brown sugar on it, and we grilled it like a thin little chip. Sweet potato has one of those soft textures. It's absolutely insane. Too much of it is not good for me personally, but I think in this dish it has a good balance. And then I did a nice crudo style because that halibut is so gorgeous and fresh. I did not want to overcook the heck out of it. I'll do a nice crudo style, and what you want to do, judges, if you may, is just break the halibut up into that hot risotto, and it'll cook it up to a nice medium rare. Bon appetito. Thank you, everybody.
Two different types of vegetables, which is the sweet potato. Both the sweet potatoes have the eggplant, and then the salmon, as I said, we wrapped that with the halibut, and then the dill and the nice hollandaise sauce. There on the bottom of that plate is some wilted arugula.
They both have certain things that are the positive, and then I'm looking and saying, oh, that tastes a little better, but then I take another bite and it's back to the same. You know, it keeps going back and back and forth. So I will have to, I'm going to go 50-50.
You're both winners. And I say that honestly because they're both so different. Both of these dishes are so different, but they're both so wonderful. So I concur with the audience that they're both equally as good, and I'm so thankful that that's the way it's turning out so far, because I did not want to have to choose one over the other. So thank you.
And I had told Izzy and Michelle this is a really hard choice because they both did a good job of using seasonal vegetables. They did a really good job of textures and taste. They did it in 30 minutes. That's what's important, is that you can eat farm fresh in a short amount of time. Yeah. The use of the pistachios in the risotto was just an amazing thing with the brown sugar on top. The hollandaise sauce with the stuffed salmon and the halibut in there. Anybody can do this. And that's what you brought home, Terrence, to us, is that you can do these fancy things, that it's okay. We can do it in our regular work lives. You can get home and do this and present a meal like this. It's awesome. I'm going to have to go with the winner is Terrence on the holiday side.
We got for Chef Albert your second place medal. First place in all our hearts, though. First place to Chef Terrence.
The BayFair Mall has given you both some beautiful stuff.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
From our farmers market sponsors at the BayFair Mall. And thank you everybody so much for for coming. Please feel free to ask any questions. We're open every Saturday at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. year-round, rain or shine. This farmer's market is here for you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.